Well, kids, today we're going to learn about bike making. When you're making a bike, you need 2 wheels and 1 frame to put together this bike. There's other parts, but we're not worried about those. And yes, I almost just tripped on a chair. So I asked the kids, if I had 20 wheels and 7 frames, how many bikes could we make? Well, we know that every bike has 2 wheels. That's the ratio we get from our equation. And we figure we can make 10 bikes from the amount of wheels we have. Now, if we have 7 frames, since you use 1 frame for every bike, you can only make 7 bikes. Therefore, the number of frames limits how many bikes you can make. If you could use up all the wheels, you'd have 10. But you'd have no frame to put them on, so that's not going to happen. So we would call the frames in this case the limiting reactant. The limiting reactant determines the amount of product you can actually make. Then as a second question I asked the class, how many wheels remain? Well, what do I know that happened here? I know that I used up 7 frames, so I can use that as a starting point. Now to find out how many wheels were used, you can relate any 2 substances in our chemical equation, find an answer. So, I had 7 frames that I know that I used. You know you use up all the limiting reactant, 2 wheels for every frame, so you used up 14 wheels. To find out how much remains, you take the amount you started with, which was 20 wheels, you subtract what you used, which is 14, and you end up with a remainder of 6. This right here, while it's not a chemical equation, is the exact model that you would follow for limiting reactant stoichiometry, as well as finding the remainder of a reactant of the excess reactant. Thank you, and have a nice day.